And welcome back. We've got the perfect treat to go with your cup of tea for your 11sies this morning.
Oh, yes. Krissy Gibson from Take the Cake joins us this morning. Good morning, madam.
That's right. Good morning, sir.
Krissy.
Delighted to see you.
Sirs. It'll go with your 11s, your 12s, your 1s.
All days.
Your 2s.
All day. Every hour is if you like.
Are we going to make so much that they last the day?
I think we're heading in that direction.
Okay.
And I hope that you're a good assisstant, Ray, because we've got a few things to do.
Absolutely right.
I'm going to start you off. These are called chocolate oatmeal chippers, and I'm starting you off on our dry mixture. When you're making cookies, you start with the wet. You work on the dry. This is 200 grams of self-raising flour with 50 grams of dark, unsweetened baker's cocoa, which you'll find in the baking section.
That's a powder. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got about a quarter teaspoon of salt in there, which is 2 healthy pinches. It's about 1 gram of salt and 5 grams of bread soda, which is about a teaspoon of baking soda.
Okay, all those measurements are going to be on our website.
Yeah, so just give that a mix. On your website, I've got both the metric measurements and the imperial measurements.
Oh,
depending upon where you're from. I'm trying to get better at the metric.
Okay, so we're truly global in that sense.
I'm going to get going here. I've got 1/2 pound of butter, guys. This is softened butter.
Yep.
I use salted butter, and that's about 225 grams. Okay. And to that, I have added 110 grams of castor sugar. If you want to use granulated sugar, you can. It really doesn't matter. But there's a reason we're adding the white sugar first before we do anything else. The white sugar will actually cut up the butter and fluff it up. It acts as a fluffing agent, I suppose.
Okay.
So it's going to break them up.
It's going to have a very different effect on our butter than, say, if we were to add flour in there. The flour is not going to... This will whip it up. So once our butter and sugar is fluffy, we're adding some light muscovado sugar. Now, there's a trick here with the sugar. I happen to like...
Shakers, right?
I know.
Right, okay.
Just bear with me. Just go with it.
You love your sugar.
We are a bit gluttonous, but I like a lot of light muscovado sugar in my cookies. Did you know that if you're using only white sugar in your cookies, you're going to have a crispy cookie? But I like soft cookies, so I add a bit more light muscovado sugar than the white sugar. This is 210 grams of light muscovado sugar. So what we're going to end up with is a soft cookie, which makes me happy.
Same, yeah, definitely. Sometimes
so it's more chewy, more doughy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're a crispy cookie person, then you want to use more of the white sugar.
Okay.
I'm a soft cookie person, so I've got 110 grams of castor sugar or granulated and 210 grams of light muscovado sugar.
What's muscovado now when you're at home? Because it's like demerara or it's lighter.
You're in the baking section and you've got your demerara, the brown, you've got the white castor or granulated. The light muscovado sugar it's the soft bag, you can smush it.
Okay.
And then there's also dark muscovado sugar, which has more molasses in it.
Okay.
You want to use light muscovado sugar for your cookies, not the dark muscovado.
Gotcha.
Here are 2 eggs. I've beaten mine, but if you want to crack your eggs right in, you can. And we're going to use 5 mils of vanilla extract, not vanilla essence. Vanilla essence is sweeter. It's got a lot of sugar in it.
All right.
And
God forbid we put any more sugar in there.
We just about have enough.
What's your opinion on that? I hope you have a sweet tooth, Ray.
So extract, not essence.
Yes. So extract has an alcohol base. It's a richer vanilla flavor, and it's really going to pack more of a punch than an essence. Right. Now, we've got all of our wet ingredients done. Ray mixed up our dry ingredients.
I think it's done, yeah.
So go ahead and just dump that in for me, if you wouldn't mind.
Away we go.
And
you don't need a mixer or anything. You just a whisk in your way.
You know what? I'm all for easy. I like to skip as many steps as I can. I don't go for many different tools. I'm even going to use the hand mixer when I add my chips. Okay. Some people don't. Some people fold them in. I find it's easier to just mix them in with this. Now,
sorry, go on.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask about the chips. So these we get our chips online, and they're your American chips.
Right. They're a little tricky to find, aren't they?
Yes,
yeah, I know.
Very hard. Is that what they're, the Nestle ones? Is that what they're called?
Every time I go back, I sneak a few bags.
So that's what's coming in your suitcases.
You're a chips mule. That's what you are.
And my kids, I've got 4 kids. They all love boxed mac and cheese for some reason. So it's always chocolate chips and mac and cheese. So we've got 150 grams of quick oats. This is any kind of dry, uncooked porridge oats that you like. Quick oats are just fine. You don't want to use anything fancy like steel cut. No, we're going for the...
Just your regular flatbreads.
Or not soaked or anything like that.
No.
Dry.
Dry quick oats, okay? So add 150 grams. And then, Ray, why don't you go ahead and add our chocolate chips?
Oh, marvellous. Cool. Our smuggled border control chocolate
now,
chips.
I understand that chocolate chips can be kind of tricky to find here, but in the baking section you will find a few different kinds. And I know that a lot of grocery stores these days have American ingredient sections.
Yep.
So just look around. If you can't find any chocolate chips, you can use buttons.
For this alternatives in my head. Yeah,
for this cookie, you can use dark chocolate chips, which is what we have in here. You can use white chocolate chips, which is what I used in these here. Yeah. Or you can use milk chocolate chips. They're all good. But I tell you, buttons, if you use those, they're going to melt a lot. So after you've baked your cookie, make sure that if you use buttons instead of chips, you leave your cookies on the tray for about 5 minutes.
Is the dairy milk or the milk chocolate not inclined to burn or to go black quicker? No.
Is it not what?
Yeah, is it not inclined to burn in the oven? No.
No.
No. Okay, fine. You're the boss. You're the boss. Fine, Grant.
Okay, so now we're going to make a few cookies. Put them on our tray, okay?
Yeah.
And you want an ungreased cookie sheet. Let's see. Do I have a spoon for you? Yes, use that spoon. Now we're just gonna plop some dough onto it. These do not have to be perfect. Yeah, feel free to use a glove there. These don't have to be perfect. If you want to chill your dough, you could even roll it into a log and freeze it in grease-proof paper and then make slices, and you'll find that all of your cookies come out the same shape. We're gonna bake these on a 160-degree oven.
Okay.
All right, here I have a sheet that's done. Now, before you take your cookies off the sheet, let them cool on the sheet for between 3 and 5 minutes. I bake them for 8 minutes. If you like your cookies crispier, maybe 10. Yeah. Okay. Now, they're going to be puffy when you take them out. Let them sit there for a couple of minutes.
Okay, so that's the hardest bit, is waiting.
I know.
Yeah.
If you try to take these off the sheet right away with your spatula, you're going to find that they just crumple up. They're going to be too soft.
Okay, so they have to set.
So just leave them there on your sheet for a few minutes. They're going to be puffy. Let them go down a little bit. As you can see them now, they're a little bit collapsed. That's what you want. And you're doing a great job.
Are you sure?
9 is perfect. Yeah, 9 is perfect. Let's get these in.
That's enough. 9 is not going to feed half the crew in this studio.
These smell amazing. This makes a great dough. Go for it.
Well, I was going to say, am I allowed? Okay.
Yeah, especially if it's chilled or frozen. It's fabulous. So, gentlemen, here we have a version of chocolate oatmeal chippers with dark chocolate, and here we have a version with white chocolate. So,
cookies
pick one that you like.
Oh,
cookies and milk.
And cookies, Mom.
Come on, we know how to do it.
It's not quite 11, but
beautiful.
Time to taste.
I might stick with the dough, lads. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Really?
It would be. There's like half a ton of sugar and a little bit of chocolate in there.
It'll be off your head in about 20 minutes.
Tooth?
Be bouncing off the walls. Do I what? Look at me. Is that a rhetorical question?
No, I shouldn't touch that one.
They are delicious.
Aren't they fantastic?
And I like the fact that they're chewy and they're soft.
They're chewy and they're soft. I think it's a sacrilege not to keep cookies chewy and soft. And they kind of have a bit of a brownie quality, don't they? Mm-hmm. But I like the fact, too, that there's porridge in there. So they're not completely void of nutritional
Well, if they were all sugar, we'd be in trouble.
So, yeah, my personal favorite is the white chocolate. Now, you can really get creative with these, but it's really going to depend upon what kind of chip you can find.
Okay, well, have a look for the full recipe details up on our website, or, of course, you can check out Krissy's website. It's called takethecake.ie.
I'm keeping the glove on for the rest of the show.